Hey, everybody. Just thought we'd do a little Sunday afternoon live test if any of you are around. And if you're not, that's okay too. I will just talk uh, and we will see what happens. We're planning on doing a lot more of these. So I just want to make sure that we are actually live. We are. Okay. All righty. We got people. All right. Hey, everybody. We are going to do this live. I am just doing some testing here. Um, Yeah, so just say hello, and if there's nobody here, that's also okay. I guess we have 3 people on right now. Hey, Okie, how are you in Kentucky? So nice to have you here. Yeah, there's some talk about the shutdown, potentially there being an end in sight here. So we just thought we'd come on and talk about it for a few minutes. It looks like Democrats and Republicans are coming to an agreement on funding bills that would reopen the government. And as part of the Democrats going along with that, they will put up a vote for extending those ACA tax credits, which is what so many people rely on for. Oh, here we got a whole bunch of people. All right. Hey, Greg, Alex, Jake, Moki already said hello. We're just talking about. Looks like there may potentially be a shutdown deal that is being worked on right now. So we will see. Doing good. Thank you for your work. Did Schumer make the deal for a year extension? I think it's the year extension. And I know there's a bunch of conflicting thoughts on this, but I just want to talk about it really quickly. I'm actually for it. Reason being, one, it makes sure that people get health care that they need now, and we live to fight another day. Also, from a political perspective, it means we get the conversation again next year during midterms, which is only going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for them. And hey, Megan, so I think getting that extension also I'm hoping will reduce some of the premiums for folks that people are seeing right now, which the new premiums for 2026 are. Some of the people I've seen people share them, absolutely absurd increases of like 100% in many instances. Talked to a small business owner whose healthcare premiums are going from, do they pay a portion for their employees, going from 16,000 a year to $32,000 a year. Now, think about what that would do to anybody, but a small business as well. An additional $16,000 as someone. I mean, find out's a small business. My other business, which I'm kind of shuttering, the marketing agency, $16,000 could be a potential death knell for somebody in that situation. So it's a really scary situation. That's why I think getting people the health care that they need now, making sure that SNAP benefits roll out, because Donald Trump has done whatever anything he could to make sure that they haven't had to pay SNAP benefits, which is a horribly cruel thing, cruel even for his standards, I believe. And it's just completely outrageous. So let's get the SNAP benefits rolling again. Let's get the ACA, and let's get air traffic controllers back to work and paid. This is Aiden. Yes, I think it is a good deal, because if Democrats get an extension on those tax credits, they weren't no one was going to get them before. So again, Democrats have stood up and said, no, we want to make sure that as many people can have health care as possible. Because the other thing that Donald Trump doesn't want to talk about is when you shrink the pool of people who are paying into the healthcare system, the health insurance companies aren't going to just say, oh, I'll just eat that loss. They're going to spread it. They're going to spread those dollars to other people and raise their premiums. So, this was a devastating thing that the Trump administration did in the big bullshit bill. But I think this is an opportunity for Democrats to claw some of that back and to show the American public that we are fighting for them, whereas where Donald Trump and his administration are fighting for corporations. I mean, one of his things that I saw yesterday, which maybe you have seen too, which is just asinine, is that he wants to propose that banks can offer 50-year mortgages to buy a house. 50 years. Now, anybody who's ever gone through the process of either buying a house or looking to buy a house or refinancing knows the longer that the loan goes, the higher the interest rate. If you get a 15-year mortgage, your interest rate is going to be lower than your 30. So they're going to get these ridiculously high interest loans that people will never be able to build any equity in, because they won't live long enough. and he seems to think that's going to lower prices. I have absolutely no idea how on earth that is remotely possible, but we shall see what goes with that. But again, that's another gift to to the banks, mortgage companies, all of them, and it doesn't help anybody, and it certainly doesn't help with affordability. Let's see. Moki said my brothers went up 45%. Wife works for Medicaid. We are sorry. I've got to scroll. Oh, it's not going to let me scroll down. We are talking 350 per month to 1,200 per month. That is absolutely crazy. Uh, Alex, what I would say is thank you for your service, and also we need good people in there, because if the good people aren't in there, then bad people are the only ones in there. Uh, Megan says, I think this is a good deal. This has definitely helped pro-democracy movements in the midterms. I'll give Schumer some credit. Still want new leadership, though. I agree. I agree with all that. I mean, I think, look, like if we got health insurance for Americans that were going to lose it, that is a huge win. And really, the Democrats didn't give up anything else. Um, and I think also Republicans see the wipeout that happened on Tuesday's off-cycle elections, and have got to be terrified about keeping this government closed, because everybody knows it's the Republicans' fault. So I guess we will see what happens there. Um, but it is a good sign that it looks like we're going to get this thing done, because it's already the longest shutdown in United States history. And a lot of people have suffered because of it. And so we need to get the government back open. The Democrats are the party of good government, and that believe the government can make a positive impact in people's lives. So keeping it shut down for a long time isn't really in our best interest. So we get a 1-year extension on those ACA tax credits. That's a big win. Democrats only need what, 3 Republicans to go along with them. Be an awful hard vote for Susan Collins to vote down, or Elisa Murkowski to vote down. So I would think they probably need one more, and that should probably do it. And I think there aren't very many elected officials who want to take a vote on not giving health care to people. So I think it's a good deal, or at least a deal that is worth accepting, when you factor in all the other things that have been causing pain to the American public. Travel is we're about to be in the busiest travel of the year, and it is really, really dangerous to not be paying our air traffic controllers. So I'm glad we're getting this. Hopefully, we're going to get it all squared away before anyone needs to go anywhere for Thanksgiving or Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Um, yeah, Alex, I would not want to be on the wrong end of a military tribunal as well. Uh, I think honestly, I do think that some people are finally had enough with Donald Trump. I think that we are at like he is only going to continue to slide from here. And you just have to look at those elections on Tuesday across the country. When it wasn't just in blue places. Mickey Sherrill, I thought she was going to win between 3 and 5 points. She won by 13. Abigail Spanberger, I thought she'd probably win between 7 and 10. She won by 15. Mississippi, in Mississippi, we gained in the state house, and actually got rid of the supermajority, which means that they can block some things that are very, very detrimental to the public. Maine defeated a voter ID bill, and also passed a red flag law, which allows law enforcement or the courts to take guns from people temporarily if they're deemed a danger to others or themselves. And these laws have been shown to save lives across the country. So lots of really good stuff. The Mississippi thing was a bit of surprise. Love that. I mean, in Virginia, Democrats flipped 13 House of Delegate seats. So they have the largest majority in the House that they've ever had, or at least in decades, I think. So Republicans see this stuff, and they know that, the party of power generally gets blamed, understandably, in midterms. And this is going to be no different, except this president seems hell-bent on making sure that that we suffer as much as possible. Sorry, I got a text message. It always throws me off and flashes on my screen. And I think, yeah, it's just, I think it's going to be really bad for Republicans next year. So I think we've got to keep the pressure on, and we've got lots to do. But I think taking this deal is a victory for Democrats, and I don't think there's any way that anybody could spin it any other way than Democrats getting what they wanted, which was to make sure that people didn't lose or at least some people didn't lose their health care. I couldn't get it all back, but uh, Yeah, Alex, I'm not on the ETA train because I actually have looked at that stuff. It's not real. Sorry. It's just not. This Rockland County thing's not real. If Elon was hacking elections and all of that stuff, then why didn't they do it this time? Like, it clearly didn't, or they did a bad job. It just doesn't make sense. I know people want to believe that because we want to believe that people would not vote for this guy, but there is just nothing there, unfortunately. All locations have paper backups. They spot check them for the digitals to make sure that there's no confusion. It's just not a real thing. And again, like, we wouldn't have won on Tuesday if the elections weren't real. So we can't say on one hand some elections are fake and some are not. Uh, I have never seen any evidence that suggests. I see a lot of assumptions and I see a lot of things that people are explaining that don't really understand what they're talking about. But we lost in 2024, fair and square, just like we won fair and square on Tuesday. Um, and yeah, Megan, I agree. I think this is about pro democracy. We're actually going to have tomorrow. We're recording with Adam Kinzinger, who you all probably know. Um, I just watched a documentary he's in called "The Last Republican." It's really interesting to watch his journey and how the Republican Party essentially just abandoned him and just went along with whatever Donald Trump said. So we're going to be talking to him a lot about, is there a oh, we have a special guest.
Hey,
He's back.
I retrieved the grandma and the baby.
It was raining.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Thankfully,
we
didn't
were,
work for.
oh, good, good, good. Well, we were just talking about uh, the deal that there appears to be a deal for a shutdown, which uh, it's a little complicated, but it's a series of spending bills, and uh, Thune is promising a floor vote, so no filibuster required for these extensions of this ACA tax cuts. I think it's for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was saying is that I believe that that is the deal that they should take because one, people get their health care, and from a political perspective, we get to use this as a battering ram in the midterms because they will be up for extensions again, and all of the Republicans will have to uh, either buck the president, which is not something that they do, or uh, say no, which isn't going to be popular. So I, after this much time and the fact that Trump's not rolling out SNAP benefits, I'm of the mold that, like, we take the deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust Dune at all. So who
No,
knows what'll happen? But
I mean, if he doesn't get a deal though, then that would stop. Democrats would never do anything with him again. They would just be like, you're gonna have to find a way to get to 60 votes without us because we're fucking done.
yeah,
Um, but and I don't think that uh, the public would be super into that move either. But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of a creature of Washington, and I think that he knows that they're super fucked if this keeps going.
mm-hmm.
Because no one's buying that this is the Democrats' fault. Um, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think Schumer could make his life miserable if he were to back out. Like, he could really gum up everything. And but we'll see. But I mean, I think it's time for the government to reopen because it's hurting a lot of people.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And if TSA and everything with the airports, the air traffic controllers, if they all remain unpaid through the holiday season, the busiest travel day of the year is like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks from now. So
oh my God, it is. Yeah,
yeah.
we were talking about that too, about that. There's just it could just be an unholy nightmare and very unsafe,
Hmm.
very, very unsafe. So I hope that this comes to an end in a way that Democrats can claim victory, which, if we get the extension, I mean, I don't see how it could be spun as anything other than that. But we'll see. We do have this very lovely person in here, Alex, who is in the service. I'm not sure which branch, who was talking about getting out, but then also I had to, their argument was that the election in 2024 was stolen, and I gave my position that No, we just lost, unfortunately, because otherwise it wouldn't have made any sense that we won as big as we did on Tuesday if they have the ability to manipulate elections like that.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, uh, I'm returning from deployment soon and am concerned I won't even be able to get home. Yeah, I mean, well, look, if they get this deal done this weekend, which it's funny, the way that all this shit tends to work is like it feels like nothing is happening, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, done. So
Hmm.
if they really have a deal, and I think what the deal is to agree to the CR, the continuing resolution into January. So that's the other thing, Chris, I didn't mention before is that this CR only goes until this would be until January. So if they were to fuck the Democrats, then the Democrats could just shut it, or not give them any votes to pass it again in January.
Hmm.
So that was another piece that I missed. But Alex, depending on when you're coming back, I mean, I think they've stopped like 10% of flights, which is actually more than it seems, I think, but I don't really fully understand the whole thing.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, I don't know where you're deployed, but worrying about physically being able to get home, that is a shitty feeling. I know how it feels. So sorry, it sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully, like I said, like if they're talking about this, I haven't checked my email in a little bit because it is funny. Like everyone says Congress does nothing, and then when they decide to do something, it's amazing how fast they can actually like get it done.
Hmm.
So I would not be surprised because the Senate was kept in DC this weekend, which was also a signal that maybe something was coming. I wouldn't be surprised if they voted on all this tonight and the president signed it and they opened tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be cool.
I know. So we'll see. We'll see. I also teased that we have a big guest tomorrow in former Congressman Adam Kinzinger, which I watched the documentary
The
and
last Republican.
managed to get enraged all over again.
Yep.
Um, it was funny that I did laugh that the guy who directed Hot Tub Time Machine did this documentary, and I thought there was some funny bits at the beginning where I think his name's Steve Pink
Yep.
asked Kinzinger why he picked him, and he's like, "Well, you made the greatest cinematic
Masterpiece
movie
of all time. Yep.
masterpiece of all time." I actually really liked him. I actually thought the movie. I actually think I saw that movie in the theater.
Hmm.
Actually, I think so.
I just got back from the theater and I saw Predator Badlands, and it might be
Yes.
my new favorite movie.
Wow.
You should
Like
my
like all time.
so yeah so I'm like an Alien Predator nerd, right? Those are like my
Hmm.
favorite universes. Like some people like Marvel, some people like DC. I like Alien Predator, and
Hmm.
my wife agreed to go see it. We left the baby with grandma and went and saw it in IMAX, and it was surprisingly good. Like great story arc, great character and world building. It was I can see why they put it into IMAX. Like it is visually and like audio, just everything about it is fantastic.
I saw people saying that it was really good. I think I saw somebody say I didn't expect they say I didn't expect the first Predator movie without any humans in it to be the one that has the most heart. I think they said,
Yeah,
which I was like,
that's
because that's not how I think of Predators
yeah,
very
and
often.
that's it. That's what makes it such a surprisingly good movie. Like the other, I mean, some of the Predator movies are just really fucking bad. Like the Predator, that one that was semi most recent, like fucking sucked. It was just a bad piece of cinema, poorly written, poorly acted. This one, total fucking opposite. Like really knocked it out of the park.
Wow, yeah, because it has is that Elle Fanning is the girl I think.
I don't know any actors' names.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget who I'm talking to. But yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think because I obviously saw the original. I love the original. Then there was a sequel with Danny Glover in it,
Mhm.
which that one you must have seen it. I assume. But
Yeah,
I did not think. I mean, it's been 20 years since I've seen it, but that one I don't think was
it's
that
it's
good.
if you put it in the mindset of like this is like a different kind of RoboCop, like it's meant to be 80s
Yeah.
ish cheese. It was made in the 90s, but it was meant to be like 80s cheese. It's a good piece of cinema as long as you look at it through that frame. But I respect people who don't want to give it that extra mile.
I mean, I think I probably watched it in high school, so I don't really remember. Probably on VHS tape, to go way back. Uh, yeah, I don't really remember much about it. So I think that was one of my like Friday or Saturday night, like would go rent movies, when you'd actually physically go
Hmm.
to a store and grab an actual physical copy of a movie and then put it in the machine, which now seems so antiquated. Uh, so I used to watch a lot of bad movies because then you could only pick what was available.
Hmm.
So, but I don't know if I've ever seen a full of the other ones. How many are there?
Um, well, there's Alien versus Predator, Alien
Yep.
versus Predator Requiem, uh, Predator One, Predator Two, which is the City Predator.
Mhm.
There is um, a new, like almost anime inspired one that came out on HBO, I want to say, over the summer, which was kind of like a 3 or 4 part series like mini series in one movie. Um, and I think, and then there's Predators, which is where you have like a giant predator hunting regular predators. And then you have Prey, which is the one where it's hunting a Comanche tribe. Um, am I missing one? I feel like I might be missing one.
Someone is saying Killer of
Killer of
Killers.
Killers. That was the yeah, that was the animated one.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Which was the one that Adrian Brody was? Oh, you don't know actors. God damn it. Do you know
I know
Adrian
who that
Brody?
is. Yeah, that one was Predators.
That was the one you said was bad.
So the Predator was the
Oh,
bad one, but Predators is the one I forgot to mention.
okay. Okay. Why I'm confused because they're literally sometimes there's a the and sometimes they're not.
Yeah,
So
like
I
plural, adding an S. Yeah, it does get a little confusing.
well, I guess there will be more of them now if everybody likes this one so much.
I'm This one is absolutely made for a sequel. Like
Oh, okay.
it ends with a big, like, if you know the comics side, like there's a lot that could happen from the point that this movie ends.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not going to spoil it. I hate when people do that.
I know. It's like I think maybe I told you someone in the 90s or maybe it was 2000 ruined The Sixth Sense for me,
Mm,
which was like one of the original like holy shit like
big
surprises.
reveals. Yep.
And I was like, now I have to watch this fucking movie knowing what's going to happen. Like it just feels. And then at the end, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty shocking. I wish I hadn't known that when I watched it. But anyways, that's I guess I'll survive. But yeah. What is this chat? Uh, sorry guys, we are not super familiar with YouTube yet on doing lives, but I think this is where we're going to do them from now on. Um, we'll see how this one does. But maybe we will do these every Thursday night at what, 8:45 Eastern, I think. Or
That's
are we talking about changing it though, aren't we?
yeah, we might change it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I've also been kicking around the idea about a daily, like 30-minute thing, but that's a big commitment. So I'm not sure that I'm ready to do that. But oh yeah, BLT says thanks for not spoiling it, Chris. Yeah, whoever gives spoilers is the worst.
I like rushed to see it this weekend because of TikTok. Like it, I know that spoilers are coming. I know that spoilers are all over the app. So
Yeah.
I had to see it today, or else it
This
would
was
have
the
gotten
this was
ruined.
the first weekend.
Yeah, yeah, it just came out Friday.
Mhm. I am trying to remember the last time I went to a movie, and I honestly think it was The Last Jedi.
You have that in common with a lot of people. It was a very empty theater. I
Oh,
mean,
was it?
oh yeah. I mean, I've been to this theater a handful of times since COVID, and it's never even remotely crowded. There might be like 2 people working in the entire theater. It's pretty sad.
Oh,
And it is like
yeah.
IMAX. Like it has got to cost a ton of fucking money to lease that place or own it or whatever.
Oh, yeah, because they're huge screens,
They're
right? I think,
tremendous. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I saw The Dark Knight on IMAX, which was just incredible. Seeing it that way. Esme, thank you very much. I think what we're saying is we're going to do more of these on YouTube. This was sort of just to test and see. We did an election night one on Tuesday, which was super fun. We had a lot of people on, like 250 people. Um, and I think that if we do them at night, we probably will have a bigger crowd. But we have 5 guys in
3 time
3 time zones, which makes it very difficult. Greg, I wish I had seen Top Gun Maverick in the theater. I think I watched it on a plane.
zones.
I think that's where I watch my movies now, is a plane. I have a 6-year-old, so it makes it very difficult. We cannot go to the theater with him. It would be we would get kicked out. I will be very honest. Like he would not be able to sit through that. But yeah, I part of the reason why I bought a 65-inch TV in my basement is because I don't go to the movies. So if I'm going to watch something, at least I have a big screen.
Good choice.
Terry says, I don't miss any of your podcasts. Love your show. Terry, thank you very much. That is very, very kind of you. Tuesday's episode, we will be having Adam Kinzinger joining us, which will be really, really fun. I think everybody probably knows who he is, and I will be really interested to hear what he has to say about the shutdown. Uh, where he actually stands politically. He is. We were talking about this on chat. He is still a Republican, right? He did not
He
leave.
is. Yeah, but
Yeah. Okay.
he is very, I mean, in many, many ways, he is very aligned with us. Like,
Yeah.
he is, um, I think I think that he looks at us as much as we look at him as delusional. Like, "We're gonna fix this party," kinda thing.
Yeah.
And we're both probably a little right about that. Like, we are both sides are probably a little delusional about the amount of good we're able to do. But,
Yeah.
what I appreciate about him is, like us, he's throwing everything at it. Like, he's actually trying. He's, got a
Hmm.
much harder job to do than we do, frankly. So,
Yes.
I and, he faces all of the risks that we do and more, having been declared a traitor to GOP. So, I respect that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I kind of when MAGA started in 15, 16, I thought there would be at least some of those people, not maybe necessarily a majority or whatever, but I was like, oh, this is going to split the party in half. And really, all it's done is made him and Liz Cheney basically been essentially kicked out of the party, and no one else has done anything until they leave and then they say something. But oh, I do not hear you now. Can you guys hear him? I cannot hear you.
I was on mute. I don't know how that happened. Um,
Anyways,
so yeah, he made a good point in the documentary, The Last Republican, which you can watch on Apple TV. You can rent or buy it. Um, and that's that the other 8 Republicans who voted to impeach Donald Trump just faded into the background and
yep.
disappeared. They were like, "Oh, I got my place in history, and I'm just going to disappear." And you know, how many people remember any of their names? Like, I remember Peter Meyer because, like,
Right.
I came up with him, like, he was a student vet involved in Student Veterans of America. Like, he and I knew each other long before he was a congressman. I remember Herrera Butler because she was a Republican in Washington State that I could actually work with. She did work across the aisle, um, but and that's 4 of 10.
Was Don Bacon one of them?
I don't maybe?
because he's leaving now. He voted against the bill and is leaving, but and he's the second district in Nebraska, so that's a potential pickup for Democrats.
Mhm.
Um, was one of them Gonzalez that voted?
I'm gonna look at it.
I mean, the point being, though, I think what it says in the movie, which he was. What I really want to talk to him about is all that Kevin McCarthy stuff after the impeachment. I'm really curious about that because basically what he says is that the other six were not really excited about continuing to talk about this, but if they had, they could have created a caucus that would have given people a landing spot. Instead, they got nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
So here's the list, and I couldn't name any of the ones that I didn't already name. So Cheney, Rice, Newhouse, Kinzinger, Gonzalez, Upton, Herrera Butler, Meyer, Katko, and Valdau.
Yeah, Valdow's at a very swingy district in California. I forgot about Fred Upton, who retired, I think, maybe after that one. I don't think is he there still? I can't remember. He's been one that's bucked the party every once in a while. But yeah. So it was 8 or was it 10 total with
It was total of 10.
total of 10? Okay, yeah. Um Yeah, Alex. Well, they're all gone now. I don't think any of them are in Congress anymore, if unless Fred Upton's still there. But I don't. I think he might have left. Um, I can't remember. But anyways, yeah, it's but it'll be interesting to see what he thinks about the party moving forward. And it does seem like some people are finally waking up to Donald Trump being completely full of shit. Small numbers, but
Hmm.
uh, crawling chaos with the damage Agent Orange friends have done. How the hell can things return to normal if that ever happens? You want to answer that one?
Yeah. So I think that the idea that we need to return to something is a losing proposition. I think that we have gotten so stuck in the idea of defending rules and norms and defending democracy. That's why I call my solo podcast On Offense. Like, we need to change the way that we're thinking about this. We can't go back to a better past. We need to go toward a better future. Think about the idea of fighting for a more perfect union. It's never been perfect. We need to fight to improve the things that have always been broken, not just fix the things that are newly broken. So, I think that in order for Democrats to be um, a party that can save this country from ruin, they need to propose something that's like a new contract with America. Like, it needs to be um, it needs to be groundbreaking. It needs to be progressive. It needs to put us in the same class as all of the rest of the industrialized nations that take care of their people in ways that the United States has failed to do. Um, and more than anything, we need to eat the rich. Like, we gotta make it so that billionaires and soon to be trillionaires are not able to influence global politics, do things like shut off the internet for our allies during a war, um, and make it so that what elected members of Congress and even the president do is not moot or irrelevant, because these billionaires have more capital than the United States government can move.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's right. Anybody who says return to normal, ignore them. Like that wasn't the reason that. Well, part of the reason that we're in this mess is because things weren't going well, even when they were quote unquote going well. We were still leaving too many behind, and the rich were running wild. It was better, obviously, last year before all this, but it's still, as Chris said, not perfect. And I do think that if somebody wants to win the Democratic nomination in 2026, or excuse me, in 2028, um, they are going to have to come up with a brand new way of how the government works. I don't know what that is. I have not sat down to think about what that actually could look like. But I do think that, with Trump literally tearing all these things down, there is probably going to be more appetite for more radical change.
Mhm.
And I think that Democrats are going to need somebody who puts that forward and isn't shy about it. None of this, like, kind of beating around the bush and not really want to address. You got to address it head on. I I think that, I think that people are probably closer to being ready for a universal healthcare than they've ever been. I think that people are probably ready to address, climate change in ways that we haven't before, as we see all these storms continuing to wipe out coastal communities and then heat in the summer. Um, and, I think people are ready to tax millionaires and billionaires in a way that they should be. I mean, the fact
Mhm.
that the amount of money, the percentage of if you are a rich person and you make all of your money off the stock market, off of dividends, your tax rate is lower than any American pays for their income tax. It's
Mhm.
15%. All they have to do is hold that. Oh, all they have to do is hold it for a year, and then these people are making millions and millions of dollars off of dividends. Why are they paying 15% of that? Why aren't they paying 25, 30% of that? And they're loaded. They don't need it. And I think people, first of all, I don't think people fully understand that that's the real thing. That's a real thing that's happening. But second of all, I think it's just, we just need to do that. So, I think that people will be ready for radical change. So,
All right, my shift is starting. It's time for me to go
all right,
entertain a baby.
I am going to wrap this up, but you go ahead first, and then talk to you tomorrow.
All right, everybody. Look forward to seeing you guys maybe Thursday night. I think that's when we'll do our next live, but we'll let you know. We're recording a show tomorrow with Adam Kinzinger. My new show on offense is dropping soon. There will be a trailer that is released on Veterans Day. My first guest, who I just interviewed on Friday, was Ken Casey of the Dropkick Murphys, which is one of my favorite bands for the last literally 30 years. This is they're going into their 30-year anniversary. Um, and as the crew, we've got some really big things going on, and can't wait to show you guys. We've got some really exciting stuff, and like I said in my TikTok the other day, what we've got in the works is probably bigger than any guess that you're going to have. So we do want to see your guesses. And with that, I got to sign off and go hang out with the baby. See you guys
All
later.
right, we'll talk to you later, Chris. So I don't have much else to add on that. We have lots of stuff that we are planning. Obviously, if you're listening to this here, you know all about Find Out, so I don't need to tell you about that. But I think we're going to do a lot more on YouTube, because, well, one, you get paid for it. Honestly, this is a business, so we do have to make some money. But two, the algorithm just seems to be better for us here than on the other places. We used to do them a lot on TikTok, and we were just getting throttled. I mean, we have millions and millions of followers on there, and it was just not working. So we're going to do more here. Also, the show is here. Obviously, you can watch the show here, or you can watch it on your streaming, wherever. So we're going to be doing all of that. And I think we're going to start doing a lot more lives. Maybe we'll do some during the day. Uh, we're definitely going to do the Thursday night thing, or a comparable time, which we will let you guys know. So with that, I actually have to go too. I have a go hang out with my son a little bit before he goes to bed. But anyways, I'm glad for this test. I'm glad you guys joined us. And yeah, our episode with Adam Kinzinger will drop Tuesday morning, probably around 8 a.m. on YouTube. I do it a little bit later because it doesn't do as well when we drop it early like we do the audio. But anyways, have a great rest of your day, guys, and we'll be